Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by, you know him as Barry Rangitorino Ranjit, Barryson Royale. Mate, listen, I don't know how to go, where to start. 2-1, we've won, we got the points. I don't think it was pretty. I don't think it was what we were expecting. And I think there's more questions than answers, personally. But you go where you want with it, mate.
Look, I said it'd be tough at the start, right? I didn't think I called 3-1. It was 2-1. I didn't think it would be as easy as everyone thought. People were in the week calling 4-0s, 5-0s, 6-0s. What was going on? But that team, man, that team just kept going. When the subs came on, we kept going. Kulu in the 8, Rishi with some redemption, with a goal and an assist.
Let's start with that, actually. It's a perfect way to start. Mate, had a really tough time in the week with his usual spot at Brazil's number 9 taken from him, substituted, see him in tears, comes out and opens up about his psychological struggles. He's going to get some help. I don't think a lot of people were expecting him to see minutes. He comes on and gets a goal and an assist, right, in the last 10 to get us the points. I mean, it's a fairy tale ending to a very difficult couple of weeks for Richie. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, look, like you say, it is redemption, and I think he needs to start next week at the Emirates. We need some bite. We need something like that up front that's going to look. I thought up until that point the front three had been ineffective. I didn't think they were poor. I just didn't think that we were great. We knew Sheffield United clearly came with a game plan. It was like watching Conte ball last year. Yep. They sat behind. They were time wasting. They didn't look like they wanted. As soon as they got the goal, we were thinking, Christ almighty, they're just going to sit back, and they did. They went down, and look, for Richarlison, it is bittersweet, right? He came out in the week, he said he's going to come. Everyone was thinking he's not going to be in the squad. Valise was there. No one knew what was going to happen, but to come on, and it is an absolutely fairy tale. And everything at the moment here is fairy tales.
For me personally, mate, I think a lot of people want to blame the ref, and the referee, I think, did have a shocker. But obviously, when you're caught up in the moment, I don't know if my camera's going to get steady, and the wind's blowing hard. It should be able to balance itself out. The referee, I don't think did himself any favours by allowing certain play and certain time wasting to go on. However, Sheffield United are entitled to do what they got to do to manipulate the game. I personally think Sheffield United played a very strong game. I think that Cameron Archer was quite interesting, but I really think that for me the man of the match for them was McBurney in the 9. I think he won absolutely everything.
Every header it went up for,
everything.
He won, didn't he?
And that's for me the question marks around Van der Ven again. He was brilliant. He was flawless on the floor, but they targeted him, and they had a lot of joy. To me, I wonder whether there's more question marks than answers around how we go forward into this. This is the first challenge for a low block team, and I don't think we handled it particularly well. I think that if Maddison doesn't have an absolutely brilliant game, I think Tottenham seem to struggle a little bit, and I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, look, 100%. Look, I think the ref had a shocker. Bookings when there shouldn't have been bookings, pulling up play, stopping play. I mean, Sheffield United went for water breaks, and then there was no water breaks, and we went to play, then they stopped. The goalkeeper, I mean, also, I don't know what the law is. I thought my understanding is if you handle it outside the area, it's a red card, but maybe I'm mistaken. So look, you're right. They did come here. They came with a game plan. They played the way that they wanted to play, and they've got to be commended for it. But we need to. You're right. It does give us more questions. What happens when we play another team like that? Like, I don't know, a Luton at home. I don't know. We need it. Gives us.
Did we deserve the win, Nick?
I think, but yeah, 100%. I think 100%. I think we deserved the win. I think if we'd lost that game, it would have been a travesty. A draw, you could maybe argue it was a fair result because we didn't create too much. But I think we deserve to win.
Actually, I genuinely think that Sheffield United should come away from that thinking that they've had 3 points robbed from them, if I'm entirely honest. Me personally, really? I watched the game. I know we dominated possession, but I don't believe that possession equals somehow deserving the points. I don't think we created anything in the first half that was memorable. Maybe one chance. I don't think we created anything until the 75th minute in the second half. I think the best chance of the first half went Sheffield United's way. A wonderful save from Vicario, who, by the way, I want to get your thoughts on, because a lot of people were questioning whether or not he had the distribution, the nous, whether he had the kind of the minerals is the new word we're using. Does Vicario have the minerals to distribute the ball well? To me, I thought today not only did he put in an absolutely fantastic save in the first half to keep us at 0-0, but I thought his distribution was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, look, and it's also what you don't see, right? What you don't see on the TV, what you see at the games is the way that he's going up to the players when we've got a corner, when we're coming off at half time, when there's a throw-in, when there's a substitution. He's talking to each and every one of the players and telling them what they need to be doing better. And that's a million miles away from what we have with Hugo Lloris, who just sat there and didn't really do much. He commands his area, he tells them what to do, and for a young goalkeeper that everyone was saying, oh, he's a cheap option, why didn't we go and get David Raya? Well, David Raya's not playing and he's at Arsenal, so Vicario's been sensational. I mean, to be honest, I missed the goal, so I don't really know what happened.
The first goal?
The Sheffield United's goal.
Yeah.
I didn't see what happened. Was it the throw-in and a flick on, or?
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure.
Get in there, Spurs.
I definitely saw it. Mate, you're right, buddy. Definitely saw it, but can't remember it right now. My mind's gone blank. That's a short-term memory loss. Anyway, long story short, mate, I want to move on to the sort of the individual players. Pedro Porro, for me today, I thought it was effective. I don't think he was embarrassed at all defensively. I think that the entire game was played down their right hand, their right out down our left hand side. Defensively, I thought once again we were pretty resolute, but Sheffield United weren't really pushing forward. Was there any player? You know what? Forget about Pedro Porro. Was there any player specifically to you that you want to talk about that was either an upside or a downside?
Look, for me, Pape Matar and Basuma in that midfield. I don't know how Bentancur comes back in if they continue playing like this.
Ben Shankor.
Yeah, Ben Shankor. Look, for me, Sarr, I mean, I was surprised when Sarr came off, because I thought out of the two, I thought he was as good, if not better, than Basuma. But those two in midfield have got a wicked partnership, and you could just see it. You could just see that they just kept on running, kept trying to do stuff. And look, that for me, that's what's pleasing. I think, as well. There was also the support, right? Richie got there. There was a little bit of a tussle. My boy came in, sorted it out. He also pulled Romero away at the end, because you could see the red.
Smart.
Yeah, and it's smart. And we're doing smart things, right? And that's all over the pitch. Look, wasn't a great performance overall, but we got the 3 points. I think we deserve it. And on to the Emirates next week.
Before we talk about Emirates, one more question before the Emirates. Shout out to Perisic and to Brennan Johnson coming on. For me, Perisic is, like I've said a million times, a brilliant cadence man. Very difficult to predict when he's going to cross the ball in. When he does put the ball in, you need someone in the middle that's going to be able to head it. And today it worked out. Finally, we've seen the Perisic-Richarlison combo that I think has always made sense on paper, but has never actually manifested itself in real life. And I'm wondering whether or not now, given the fact we've moved Sonny into the middle, who, I don't know, I thought he had a bit of a difficult game today. Not necessarily a bad game, just it was a tough game with the low block. But for me, I wonder whether or not this 80-minute, 75-minute option where you bring on Perisic and Richarlison at the same time, that might be something that is like a double whammy duo kind of bit of love that we should be looking forward to in the future, because Perisic can put it on the sixpence, and the only one we've got in the middle who can actually head it is Richie. Well, I want to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, look, I think Perisic did really well. Manor Solomon was running at the players, but it was just that end product. He didn't have it. Perisic came on, 2 crosses. We wanted someone in there, and then the third, it got the goal. So, look, I think you're right. It gives us options, like Anne said in the week at the press conference. There's no pecking order. Everyone's in the squad. We're a squad, and that's what we need to do. So, look, when they come on, Brennan Johnson came on and showed some spark, right? So, that for me, it's going to be, Andrew's got the real questions that Andrew's got is really what do we do up the front three, because he's got so many options now.
It's a wonderful thing to have, though. It's a great headache to have.
Absolutely.
I just wonder whether Brennan Johnson, they've got so much pace. The guy's got so much pace. I don't know if you saw the goal where it was offside, but from our angle in the south stand, we couldn't see how far offside he was. But when you've got the second fastest pair of legs in the Premier League, I feel like he needs to maybe learn that he doesn't need to necessarily stand so close to the last defender.
Yeah, look, 100%. I mean, look, we don't know. We'll go and watch it and we'll see how far offside he was. I mean, but look, the composure to take it down and to score like that, 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever it was from him coming on, was exceptional. So it's exciting, right? Exciting. All these options, all these headaches, it's all exciting, and it's great to have.
Last question for you, Nick. Next Saturday we've got the big one. Next Sunday we've got the big one against Arsenal. Are you more confident or less confident going into this game than you were an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago?
I was asked in the week, what would you be happy with over the next 3 games? I said 7, but we're getting 9. I think the real test, actually, obviously Brighton went to Old Trafford and beat them, 3-0? So, actually, that wasn't our test. I actually don't think next week is our test. I think Liverpool is the real test.
Okay.
So, look, we're going into whatever happens tomorrow. Arsenal haven't won at Goodison for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever. They've obviously got to play in the week. We've got a week to recover. Look, we don't normally go and win at the Emirates, but I think there's something in this club at the moment that just tells me we're going to go to the Emirates and take all 3 points.
Wow, big stuff, big stuff. I also agree with Barry that I think the Liverpool game is the biggest test. I'm not going to get too downtrodden if something happens to go against us, against Arsenal. Listen, I personally wasn't that impressed with today's performance. I personally feel like there's a lot to learn from this one. We have to figure out a way to break down these tougher teams. When Maddison, who I didn't think had a fantastic day, when he's struggling, we're going to struggle unless we can find other ways to unlock stubborn defences. And I think shout out to Sheffield United personally. I think they set up absolutely fantastically well, and I personally think that they were, I guess, unfortunate. I don't think they should deserve to go away from today without the 3 points. Personally, Barry might disagree. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Either way, like, subscribe and comment. Get over to Barry at Shellside Spurs. And as always, Barry, what do we say?
Come on, you Spurs!
Lovely jubbly.